Hello, everyone. Ron here from L.T.L. Tutoring Central. You can see I have my hoodie on. Learn every day. Underneath it says Tutoring Central, and there's some more information down below. Picture of books. Most of these books are my books. Actually, you can find them down below in the description if you should like to have a look at them. You can read them for free if you have KDP Unlimited. One's a nonfiction about how to become your own best teacher, basically, and the others are short story collections of mine. But today we're looking at Margaret Atwood, and the poem is called The Animals in That Country. And the first time I read it was from this book, actually. You're going to see this picture on the thumbnail as well, if all goes well. 15 Canadian poets times two, so a collection of poetry from many different Canadian poets. But this particular poem was in a collection of that name originally in 1968. It's an incredible poem, I think. It's not particularly long, but there's an awful lot in it that you can extract. You might extract things that I didn't. I made a few notes here, so I'll probably be looking down occasionally just so I don't forget to say something. So I'm going to read the poem first. First, I'm going to read some information about Margaret Atwood. Then I'm going to read the poem, and then I'll probably go back over the poem and sort of look at my notes and say a few pointers. I actually had written in this book when I read it a long time ago, probably 30 years ago. I'm not sure. And I had put some notes on the side of the poem. So I looked at those and I more or less agreed with myself, but I changed it up and I added some things too. So, over time, the way you look at the world, the way you look at things can change. Now I'm going to find my share here so I can go and grab the information that we're going to be looking at today. Before I jump in too much, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much to those of you who have. Also, you can hit the notification bell. And don't forget, you can comment on all of these videos as well. And if you want information about my private tutoring service, just send me an email. And if you're planning on taking one of my Udemy courses, definitely send me an email and tell me which one so I can send you a coupon and you can save loads and loads of money on that. That's a good idea. All right, Margaret Atwood. Let's have a look. Margaret Eleanor Atwood, born November 18, 1939, is a Canadian novelist, poet, literary critic, and inventor. Since 1961, she has published 18 books of poetry, 18 novels, 11 books of nonfiction, 9 collections of short fiction, 8 children's books, 2 graphic novels, and a number of small press editions of both poetry and fiction. Her best known work is the 1985 dystopian novel, The Handmaid's Tale. I'm sure many of you have heard of that or watched the movies. Atwood has won numerous awards and honors for her writing, including 2 Booker Prizes, the Arthur C. Clarke Award, the Governor General's Award, the Franz Kafka Prize, the Prince of Asturias Award for Literature, and the National Book Critics and Penn Center USA Lifetime Achievement Awards. That's a mouthful. A number of her works have been adapted for film and television. So yes, The Handmaid's Tale has been. Elias Grace, I think they turned that into a miniseries. I didn't see it, but I have read the book. The Handmaid's Tale, Surfacing was also, and a number of others as well. I don't know them all, and I haven't seen them all. I've read most of the books that have been turned into TV shows or movies, but I haven't actually seen the TV shows or movies, including The Handmaid's Tale. I've heard they did a wonderful job, and I know that Margaret Atwood sort of was involved in that somewhat. To what extent exactly, I don't know, but I think she liked it as well, thought it was well done. So you might want to check that out. And maybe one day I will too. I've been hesitant to do so because I like the book so much. And sometimes don't always love the treatment that it gets in TV shows or movies. All right, let's go here with the actual poem. The animals in that country. In that country, the animals have the faces of people. The ceremonial cats possessing the streets, the fox run politely to earth, the huntsmen standing around him fixed in their tapestry of manners, the bull embroidered with blood and given an elegant death, trumpets, his name stamped on him, heraldic brand, because when he rolled on the sand, sword in his heart, the teeth in his blue mouth were human. He is really a man. Even the wolves, holding resonant conversations in their forests, thickened with legend. In this country, the animals have the faces of animals. Their eyes flash once in car headlights and are gone. Their deaths are not elegant. They have the faces of no one. Now, I've left I actually typed this poem in here, and I kept from the book the original capitalization, punctuation, spacing, everything, indentation. You see this one is indented down here because that often has some meaning as well. I'm not necessarily going to extract all of the meaning that you can get out of this poem. That would take a very long time, probably. And I would likely miss some things because other people will see things that I won't see. But I will make a few comments here. So I think overall, um, it's kind of our attempt as people, humans, to be the subject ends up objectifying us as well as nature in our minds. And I'll try to explain that a little bit as we go. So we start off with, in that country, the animals have the faces of people. So that country represents our involvement in nature as a part of it, as a part of us. Um, the ceremonial cats possessing the streets, I think of all of the different cultures that idolize, admire, even have religion perhaps around cats and what they mean, and the fox run politely to earth, the huntsmen standing around him fixed in their tapestry of manners. So again, fox hunting, as brutal as it and unfair as it might be, had a lot of so-called manners. There were things you did, things you didn't do. There were uniforms, the horses, the dogs, all of this surrounding it did, I think, both things in a way at the same time. Made us part of nature, but also we were trying to control nature. So, however, appropriation of animals for art's sake, and this is sort of the ceremony of cats, the fox hunts, tapestry of manners embroidered with blood, elegant death. That's the next stanza, if you like. The bull embroidered with blood. Think of the embroidered outfits that the bullfighters used. I guess they still do, but I think there's not as much bullfighting as there used to be. And of course, all the blood, and given an elegant death. So there was a lot of ceremony around this as well, just as there was with the fox hunting, and cats were involved in a lot of ceremonies and religions and superstitions and belief. And so we were making the natural world, the animal world, at least sort of a part of us, and us a part of it in a way. Trumpets, his name stamped on him, heraldic brand, because when he rolled on the sand, sword in his heart. If you've ever seen a bullfight, I never went to a live one. I was invited once, but I didn't go. I'd seen it on television, and it's really horrendous. The way they go about it. I know at one time it was really revered, and the bullfighters are very famous, and yeah, but for the poor bull, it's unbelievably unfair. But anyway, it's as if the bull was and the bullfighter were one, right? And there was a belief of a certain kind of respect. I know it's hard to see that now, but he is really a man. Even the wolves holding resonant conversations in their forests thicken with legends. So again, I think referring to all of the legends and stories about wolves, and a lot of the personification and connection to our lives, and what it means to us as humans as well. And then we have this one that's sort of indented. In this country, the animals have the faces of animals. So it switched from that country to this country. The animals have the faces of animals, not of people, like we had up here, have the faces of people. So now the animals are separate from us, completely separate from us, maybe. Their eyes flash once in car headlights and are gone. So you probably had that experience driving down the road. Hopefully they did disappear and you didn't hit them, but it does happen. They sort of glow in the headlights. Sometimes they freeze. That's a problem. But you can see this disconnect. Perhaps their deaths are not elegant. So if you ram them with your car, or if they just die of natural causes, I suppose. In a way, it's not elegant in the way that it was when we did all the ceremonies around it, as sometimes horrible as that might have been too. There was that connection. They have the faces of no one, so they are, we are disconnected. So this country represents our imposing ourselves, trying to be the controllers of nature, and we're kind of outside of it. We are no longer entwined in the poetry or the legend of nature, and I think that's what was sort of being talked about up here in that country. In the end, both animals and we are also animals, by the way. But if we're thinking of the other animals and then us, we both have lost. They have faces of no one. Maybe we have faces of no one as well. Like they say, their death's not that they have the faces of no one. Uh, there's a lot more that you could probably extract from that, and I would be very interested to hear what you think of the poem. I think it's amazing. I think the first time I read it, I was kind of like I do with most poetry, to be fair. I go, what? And then as you reread it, normally you need to read poems many, many times, but at least two or three times. It depends on the poem. Some of them are quite straightforward and simple, easy to understand, and just quite beautiful or musical. Others you need to do a little bit more thinking to get everything or more out of it. So you need to read two or three times at least, and then you start to make the connections between the sentences, between the stanzas, between the spaces and the punctuation and everything else. Yeah, at any rate, let me know what you think. I am going to stop the share and go back just to the regular video here. That is a Margaret Atwood poem. She does amazing poems and wonderful short stories and novels as well. And you saw that long list of what she has accomplished so far, and she is still working and producing material. So very interested to see what comes next. What comes next for me? Well, I'm going to say goodbye in a moment, but just before I do, I'll remind you to subscribe to the channel. Just push that button, doesn't hurt at all, and it really does help the channel. Thank you to those of you who have. Hit the notification bell as well. Don't forget that you can comment on any of these. Let me know what you think of this poem, for example, or Margaret Atwood. Do you have a favorite novel or book? She's done so many that are I don't think I've read one that I really didn't like. Of course, some you're going to like more than others. Some might relate to you more than others, but they're all, I found them all amazing. I'm just preparing here so that I know what I'm doing. No, that's not it. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I don't often do this. I'm doing it on Zoom. And I use Zoom to teach my students, but I don't do recordings when I'm teaching. So I do teach online and I teach in person at the big table behind me. If you're interested in my private tutoring services, just shoot me an email. I can send you more information, or we can have a free information meeting if you would like to do that. And that can be done whether you're local or not. Anywhere in the world, if you have a connection, we can do that. Also, if you're taking one of my Udemy courses, as I say, send me an email. Let me know which one you want to take. I'll send you a coupon and you can save a lot on those. I think generally between $9.99 US and $13.99 US are the coupons that I'll be able to send you. It's up to you to me. I don't have control of that. So whatever they offer, then I'll send you the lowest price, and it much better than the listed price. They often have sales too. So if they have one on, that's fine. But if you send me one, it certainly benefits the instructor more if you use one of mine than if you use one of theirs. The percentage is much different. You get very little off Udemy as an instructor. So sometimes people think the instructor's getting the whole whack. Well, they're really not. So I don't mind giving out coupons at all. I would prefer it actually. Apart from that, you can just let me know how you're doing. Keep learning, keep having fun. Check down below for links to the merch store, to my books, and other activities and things you can do. In the meantime, as I say, keep learning, keep having fun. It's Ron from L.T.L Tutoring Central. Bye-bye for now.